In this video I'm going to be doing an allotment tour, and this is going to be different to the last one I did because obviously the months are changing and now summer is nearly here and everything is just thriving. Everything's looking amazing, although some things might be getting eaten by slugs, but let's just look away from that. So let's get started. So I'm going to be starting off with this corner two raised beds here, and there's some different types of tomatoes here, and my mum really loves growing tomatoes, but I'm not especially really a fan of growing them, but I love eating them, of course. So here are some runner beans. I think that's a runner bean. But then these are broad beans and they're starting to form their pods. They're also still just flowering over there. This is a lovely tomato plant, and this is a tomato costellanto. It's very healthy. Then moving on to this bed, there's some, I believe these are some sort of carrots. I haven't planted those, so I'm not quite sure. Some nice lettuces. Lily, could you just show the overall look of these two beds here? So moving on from that bed, here is another one which has some onions here, and there's some runner bees that are going to run up these bamboo canes. Here are some onions that are probably going to go up and flower. I hope they will look quite nice, or if not, I'm going to take the flowers off and let the onions get strong. Then right next door is an old rhubarb plant, which I don't think it is very healthy because the stems are still very thin. And what we did last autumn is dig all this rhubarb plant up, chop it in three, and then we put one of them in here, and moving on to this one, we put one in this side of this massive bed here, and one right on the other side, but I'll show you that later. And these rhubarbs are actually really healthy. Their stems are growing thick, so that's really good. I've also given them some chicken manure, pelleted chicken manure, and that will make them really nice and healthy as well, and the roots can take that in. Also, it's important when you plant rhubarb that the first year you don't pick any stems and let them grow, and then the next coming year you can freely pick them. Here is an osteospermum, lovely purple flowers, and two sunflowers as well. These are miniature ones. Here is another osteospermum. This one's a rose magic. Lovely peachy pink flowers. And right next to the rhubarb, there's a lot of lupins, and I've planted quite a few around the rhubarb plants, and they're growing very healthy. And then here is the red currant plant, which has kind of been affected by the winds here at the allotment, but hopefully it should do okay. On the other side is the same red currant plant. I think this one might be a little bit healthier. And then here's some lilies in this, and then another lupin. I wonder what colour these lupins will be because I don't know yet. And then come here and show this to them, Lily. This is a massive lettuce plant, and my dad planted this actually when this raised bed has been finished, and ever since then it's been growing through frost, through every sort of weather, and it's just really beautiful now. Lots of lovely healthy green leaves, and we have been picking a lot of it recently. In my last video, or one of the last videos I've done, I planted the kohlrabi seedlings out, if you can remember. And they're growing quite nicely, but a problem I have been facing is slugs, obviously, because slugs really love kohlrabi. But let me just show you an example of a lovely kohlrabi that is forming right over there. Here is some potatoes, and I have just noticed that a lovely sweet pea is growing here, and I didn't know that this would be here, but I just remembered that once I planted some very thin, unhealthy sweet pea seedlings here, and to my surprise, they're doing really nicely. The other side of this big raised bed is lots of potatoes, a nice big rhubarb plant here, nice big one, and I've planted a row of gladioli just by this trellis thing that I've made. So you can see they're over here, but in the middle and by the other side you can't really see that they're there because the potato is really taking over and being lovely. Here are some shallots in this row. And come, Lily, show how they're doing. Quite nicely. There's quite a lot of onions there already, but they still need to grow on. The shed is still here, and just by the shed are these lovely flowers here. Beautiful white flowers. And here mixed in between, lots of raspberries. And just over on this side, we've planted a small clematis down there, so hopefully that should climb up the wall of this shed. And here, I forgot to show this to you. Here is a nice gooseberry plant, a couple of years old already. And next to them are lots of lovely raspberry plants as well. Now this bed has quite a few leeks and other onions, and this year the peas are growing really nicely. You can see the pea flowers already on there, lovely white pea flowers, and they're growing so healthy. And then there's 3 potato bags, just here, a blue, green and a black one. There's some more leeks over here, and then some more beetroot hiding underneath the massive peas. Here's a beetroot leaf. And then all of this here is actually lentil. And this is our first year growing them. My mum wanted to try it out. And it looks quite healthy. And then here is some garlic right next to it. And then here's some cabbages. I think these are, some of them are purple cabbages and some of them are some normal white ones. And then right next to them are some more broad beans. These look really nice already. On the other side of our shed, I've planted some straw flowers, and here's a primrose from spring. Here by the shed is some lovely Oxalis thipii, and it's got some flowers on it as well, and I love the foliage of this. It's kind of like a four-leafed clover, but not exactly. Here is a flower bed. There's a dahlia just popping through over here. These are some snapdragon seedlings. And another dahlia. And then this one is an aqualigia. This one has already flowered. It's a shame that I wasn't able to show it when it was flowering. And then here's some gladioli, just here. And then planted some more straw flowers over here. And then here's a lovely healthy lily. And there were lots of daffodils here, and then now the alliums are kind of beautifully flowering. And there's some gladioli mixed in between another lily there and here, and I've planted some mallow flowers here. There's lots of seedlings here, so I might need to thin them out soon. This one is another flower bed with lots of poppies coming here. Lovely beautiful poppies. And then here is a hollyhock which has a black colour. Here's some more aqualigia that I have planted not that long ago. And then a dahlia is popping up here. And lots of snapdragon seedlings just over here. And got tiny lupins coming here that I've planted not that long ago. And then some gladioli, row of gladioli here. Poppies everywhere. Some orange poppies as well. And I've got dahlia, which is kind of like a yellow dahlia, as I remember from last year. And this one is a peony that haven't flowered this year. In this bed, here's a row of strawberries. If you come a little closer, here's a nice strawberry. And I just found a lovely red one that's ripening and ready to pick soon. Not quite yet because there's a white side there. And then next to them, some onions, some garlic, some leeks. There's some sorrel right there. Here's a lovely herb that's got lovely flowers, and the bumblebee is just picking up the nectar from them. And then here's a herb. I'm not sure which one it is. Maybe it's oregano. and there's a bay tree here, like a bay bush. It's good to use the leaves in foods. You can use it as like a spice almost. Here's some mint that is just thriving in the nice weather. And then here is some dill and some parsley. In this quite large bed, there's 2 rows of sweet corn by where I'm pointing. And then right next to it is some nice beetroot. One of them is the beetroot, I think it's Chioggia, and I can't remember the name of the other one. And then here's a row of cucumbers that I still need to thin out and put some sticks by to support them. And then right next to it is some peas that should be growing up these canes. And then some more beetroot that are growing quite happily. And some freshly sown carrots. And I know that some people are struggling with growing carrots because of carrot fly, but for us they have been growing really successfully the last couple of years, and they are really massive now. In this bed I've planted some yellow courgettes, and they have a lot of flowers on them, and there's a mini courgette already growing on there. And then right next should be some pumpkins, and I can only see just one peeking behind this courgette right over there. And then right next to that, some more peas. Yes, I know, we're growing a lot of peas this year. And then some carrots in this row, and then there's just a potato here that we've not intentionally planted but just popped up. And then some pak choi growing right there, as well as a courgette plant. And then here, some more potatoes, onions, leeks, some carrots, and this year I've sown some asparagus, which will only be able to be harvested in about 4 years' time, so that's still very long. Look how tiny they are. They're very tiny. These take a long time for picking. And here's some kale plants, and I can see that some birds have been eating them. Birds really like kale. And then here is a gherkin plant. This is everything in today's video, and I hope you enjoyed seeing how all the plants have grown and the ones that we've sown this year. So this was it for today. Thank you for watching. Bye!
Bye!